Okay, that was embarrassing. Just to explain, that was not Ustream's fault. It was not the Mac's fault. It was my fault. I was so rocking out to Phil's incredible version of the 30-day challenge song that I actually kicked the power button on my Mac. So, sorry about that. Goodness gracious me. There we are. But wasn't that an incredible song? So, very sorry about that, folks, because I know so many of you are new, and honestly, generally this works very, very, very well indeed. So far in the show, you've seen our history. The 30-day challenge started in 2005 as a crazy idea to teach a concept that I kept forgetting to teach, and that was the power of teamwork. And we started with this crazy idea that what if we just taught people the best of what we knew in 30 days. It was sort of like a pro bono month. Don't get me wrong, for 11 months of the year, I want to try and make as much money as possible. But during this month, it's about giving back, and for 1 month, just seeing what we can do to get people to make their first dollar online. It's expanded a huge amount, as you can see with the 830 odd people that we have here live, and the tens of thousands that will watch this over the next day or so. The whole thing about the 30-day challenge is that it's a chance for it's anti the sort of hype and anti all of the salesy type of stuff that you see, unfortunately, with a lot of things that are associated with trying to make a dollar online. And so we want to get out of that by just saying, well, look, our goal this month is just to make a measly dollar. And it's a very important thing, because what I actually want you to focus on, I am actually, confession, being very sneaky on you. Because what I'm actually doing, and what the whole team here is doing, and by the way, it's a huge team this year, and I'll talk about that in a minute. What we're all trying to do is, in a very sneaky way, build an incredibly strong foundation for your business. And that's what we're trying to do. We're actually trying to, if you've come here and you don't have any ideas, over the next, 3 days, we're going to show you how to get heaps of ideas. There's just no excuse not to have an idea. If you have an existing business, a real world business, and as I keep saying, the biggest successes we've had in the 30-day challenge are people who have taken ideas from the real world and applied them online, or alternatively, they've had a real world product, they've had a real world store, and they've decided to take it online using the principles of the 30-day challenge. And that is so exciting to me, and it has grown and grown and grown till here we are. It's actually the 1st of August where I am, but 31st of August in most of the world. 31st of August, 31st of September, July. God, get it right. Doing well. And this is the whole thing, and this is what it's all about. And so I've got to say that what we have planned for you for the next 31 days, and let's clarify that right now, because a lot of you are beginners, and a lot of you will be saying, Ed, this is the 30-day challenge, but it's 31 days in August. Yes, we know that. It started out as a bit of a joke, but we thought 30-day challenge sounded better than 31 days. So you actually have an extra cheat day, which is great. So that's why that's a bit of history, but that's why we did that. Now, a lot of you, because so many of you are new here on the broadcast, I just want to explain a little bit about what we do here. Traditionally, when I don't kick the power button on the Mac, when I get so excited about how good was that rock section of the video, I just love that. Turn it up to 11. Don't get me started on that. What we do here is that we have a show, and the show we try to keep to around 30 minutes or so we can keep it nice and short, because bluntly, you guys have got a lot of work to do over the next 30 days. So we want to keep the show side of things down to the key concepts of that particular day. We might go a little bit longer today. Then typically what we do is we have a little 5-minute coffee break, and then we come back with questions and answers, and we look at people's questions and answers, and the guys will throw up on the chat screen for me. We've got a special site where you can ask and answer questions, and in fact hopefully the guys will IM me. I'll just start up my IM, that link of the admin screen as well, folks, so I can help answer those. So we've got, there we are, somebody's just popped it up. Andrew Nez has popped it up. So if you think of a question, just jump onto that link. You might want to have it up in a separate browser window, and you can just type in a question, and then we'll answer that in the question and answers. Then typically what happens, because there's a wild bunch, there is often a after show, which is usually run by Dan Rain at a ridiculous time in the morning. But the part that you need to watch is this part. Everything else is optional, and we of course record these shows so that you can watch them in your own leisure as well. I think it's a lot of fun to do it live. Of course, I have to be here, right? So that's it. So, what to expect? Let's talk about that. Actually, no. Just before we go to what to expect, there are so many incredible people doing the 30-day challenge. I mean, you're all incredible. But I just have to highlight a couple of groups that I want to say a special hello to. The first one is all the veterans. And I don't mean 30-day challenge veterans. I mean real veterans. Veterans home from Iraq that are doing the 30-day challenge as part of their mentoring program to get back into doing business and so on after they've done their tour of duty. We actually have soldiers actually on duty in Iraq following along the 30-day challenge, and seriously, what you guys do on a daily basis is so beyond. The biggest danger I have here is tripping over a guitar case. So, and that's thanks to the efforts of you all. So a big salute to the veterans who are from Iraq, and the ones that are still in Iraq who are following the 30-day challenge, which is just, when I found out about that, I was floored, and it was extraordinary. I also want to say hello to the crew at Cape Town University in South Africa. The entire marketing course is following along the 30-day challenge as part of their school project. The irony of this college dropout teaching a class is not lost on me. In fact, most of my best business decisions have been based on irony. So a big hey to all of you guys for doing that. Also want to welcome the literally, by my count, over 1,000 homeschoolers that are doing the 30-day challenge. We've got a lot of kids that are doing the 30-day challenge this year, which is just fantastic. That you guys are learning business, I suppose, through such a practical application. I also want to say a huge welcome and a huge thank you, and I know there are a lot of you out there, some very dear moderators and friends who are doing the 30-day challenge, and you're facing some sort of physical challenge. There are so many people who are doing the 30-day challenge this year, and they don't want to be treated indifferently to anybody else, but you know who I'm talking about, and I just double thumbs up that you're not only doing the 30-day challenge, but you're doing it and overcoming a whole bunch of physical challenges as well, which is just brilliant. So again, thanks very much. And I suppose the other thing, and this is where, I think this year more than any other year, the 30-day challenge has resonated, and that's why we've literally trebled in size again this year, is that I think, we've had a pretty good run over the last few years, and with petrol prices, gas prices, and everything else, people are finding things a bit tighter and a bit tougher. And the ability to make some extra income online without the hype, selling real stuff to real people, I think is more needed and more wanted and more important than ever. And this year, I'm proud to say, I think we're going to deliver on that in absolute spades. So now let's get on to the what we expect. So, thank you everybody for being part of what is making this extraordinary thing happen, this happening happen. It must be close, if not the largest online training event in the globe, which is just extraordinary. So again, thumbs up and thank you so much for being part of it. Now, okay, let's talk about what to expect. Basically, each day, we do have some rest days so you can catch up. A couple of things will happen. There'll be an intro video from me, which will tell you about what's going on in the day, and oftentimes it'll tell you about what you should aim to achieve in a particular day. Then we'll have the lessons. Now, what I'm going to do is, if with a bit of luck, hopefully we're good to go here. Actually, yes, no, I will. Here we go. We'll just go to my panel here. And what I want to show you, just give me a second to just set all this up. Just bringing what I'm going to bring you. I just want to show you a couple of things, because I know there are so many new people. Just like a cheat sheet on top of the cheat sheet, because we launched a video today for the cheat sheet. So there you have it. So now let's go over here. Okay, you can see my paneling on my desktop. And I'm just going to log in here for a second. Don't worry, you're meant to see the wood. Ta-da! Here we are. When you log in to the well done, WebMac. I'm glad somebody picked that up. When you log into the 30-day challenge, apart from this face, and the Mankini version is horrific, you'll see your dashboard, and you'll see up in the top left-hand corner there, you can't see my cursor in Ustream, but in the top right-hand corner, I should say, you'll see there are 4 sections: dashboard, training, blog, and forum. All very, very important. But I want to show you a typical training day. So I'll just bring this up. I've just clicked on the training link, and I'm going to take you in to pre-season. So tomorrow, 1st of August, at around 9 AM, maybe a little bit before, with a bit of luck, we're going to show you a new page, which is it'll have day 1, and it'll be the 30-day challenge. But you can see here, each one of these days has a lesson, and there's one in particular I want to show you. I'm going to click on here, and this is what a typical day will look like in the 30-day challenge. You'll see that there'll be an intro video here, which will be in that big left-hand corner screen, and then on the right-hand side, I'll just let that settle for you for a second, you'll see the content. There may be 1, 2, 3, 45 videos there. And what you'll also see is a couple of logos, and I just wanted to quickly explain them to you. You can see the first one. Actually, you might have to squint, so just trust me on this. There are 3 buttons beside the 30-day challenge cheat sheet. Now, I'm showing you this one deliberately because if you've just joined us, and a few thousand of you have literally just joined us, you can use these buttons to access different content. The 30-day cheat sheet, if that is done as a link, and it's not for this particular video, but that would be a Ustream video. The next one is a lower resolution, still crystal sharp, but you right click and download, and it's a smaller. This one in particular has been designed to work beautifully with the iPhone and your iPod, so you can follow along and grab it there. The high definition version, my preferred version, is designed to work. That's going Rolls Royce. But again, what we've tried to do is we've tried to provide different streams for people with different, because this is global. People's bandwidths are very different. People's access and charges are very different. So we've tried to do something for absolutely everybody. Now, something that I know a lot of people will be excited about, and I do want to spend a minute just to explain it, is you'll see there's now a T button against all of the pre-season content. T is for transcript. That means you'll be able to get a transcript, or it's really like an edited highlights, if you will, of the entire 30 days and the entire pre-season, which is just fantastic. So you'll be able to do that and be able to get all of that transcript. So if you want to speed through pre-season, you might be able to download those transcripts and have a look at the transcripts. Edited, beautiful transcripts. Now, will we be having transcripts inside the 30 days? Yes, absolutely we will. But, and I want you to understand this very carefully, transcripts will appear at least 2 to 3 days after the actual videos. And there is a really, really, really important reason for that. The reason for that is that if you just look at the transcripts, you don't necessarily get the context of what I'm talking about. And if I wanted to publish an eBay on how to make $1 on eBay, if I wanted to publish an ebook about how to get, make $1 online, I could just make an ebook. I'm not interested in doing an ebook. I'm interested in physically showing you. And even veterans have found in past 30-day challenges that the way I do things is often very different. And it gives you different way, for example, the Google Reader is a classic example of just using a tool which everybody uses in a completely different way, which really makes sense. But you have to see it. You have to see it to do it. And I've got to say a big, huge thank you to Henry Lee for putting together. He's doing the transcripts on a volunteer basis, and he's doing an incredibly awesome job. So double thank you to Henry. So, and Alison Reynolds is absolutely right, and it's Brain Rules is one of my favourite books of all time, and you absolutely learn better from. Let's go for a different view just to shake it up a little bit. You get a completely different experience by going online and watching and listening as opposed to just reading. There's just no question about that. So there we are. No, thank you, Henry. It's brilliant. So, all right. What's going to happen now? Basically, our aim is to have the lessons. Our official time, when we talk about a day, we're always, because the majority of you are in the United States, we talk about, when we refer to a day one, we refer to 1st of August. It's 1st of August in the United States. More specifically, it is Eastern Standard Time, East Coast time. So Eastern Daylight Time, I think it is at the moment. Just so the rest of the world can orientate itself, because this is really a rolling global happening, which is just brilliant. So each day, and there will literally, this year, there will be some content every single day. Even though there are rest days, there will even be videos for the rest days. So there's literally going to be something for the whole 31 days of August. We will aim to have those up at around 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the United States, okay, for that particular day. For those of you in Australia and the UK, you might happen to crack it a bit early, but that's when we're going to have it up. You've got to understand, when you've got tens and tens and tens of thousands of people all trying to access a file, even though we've got everything hosted on S3, it could slow down. So what we're trying to do is smooth out that access pattern a bit, having learnt a lot of lessons from last year. So that's the thing. Now, in terms of making your dollar, and becoming a winner, there's a whole bunch of things that that you can do. Because of, and this, let me tell you a quick story. In the very first 30-day challenge, we had a deadline of, I think it was midnight Pacific time. And one of our participants literally made a sale at 5 past midnight. Literally 5 past midnight. And you've got to remember, it was so much smaller. We had, I think, 927 people do the first challenge. And we had, I think, 32 people who were successful, which is, I mean, it sounds like a low number, but unfortunately in education, that's actually pretty darn successful. So anyway, in honor of that event, we decided to move the end time for the 30-day challenge to August 31 Hawaii time, because we wanted to give people absolutely every chance to make $1 on the 31st of August. So we're doing that, and and that's how it's going to happen, and that is brilliant. I have an easy button too, and it's not close at hand. Unbelievable. All right. Did I mention some prizes? Yes, we did mention prizes. And I think we talked about giving away a vehicle. Yes, we did. To the person who invited and referred the most people to the 30-day challenge. And it's with huge pleasure. First, the vehicle. I should just, hang on. Just work with me for a second, people. Anybody can give away a Ferrari, or Lamborghini, they're just also, I don't know, just passe. Everybody gives away those sorts of things. It's just, yawn. Oh, look, there's another Ferrari. Yawn. There's another Porsche. Yawn. I personally think that, hang on, I just have to make sure I bring this up so it all works in the right way. Here we go. I'm just sorry. Just bear with me 1 second. Showbiz, people. Showbiz. Alrighty. So, all of those things could, boring. This, I think, goes with awesome. And it's a sign of our environmental and ecological times. Check it out. Check it out. Off-road Segway. Off-road Segway action. And the winner of the off-road Segway is, drumroll please, Vince Samos of the Manchester Mob. Vince, with over 2,500 people referred. Vince Samos has won the Segway Off-Roader. And what is even more hilarious is that Dan and I reckon an Australian riding a Segway in Manchester probably has a lifespan of about 43 seconds. So it's even funnier. Now, what's going to happen, which is just brilliant, and hang on, back to me. We're having that shipped to Dan in Manchester, and Dan is going to be doing the presentation in Manchester later on in the month. So, Vince, it's I hope you enjoy that. I expect to see lots of video from the Manchester Mob. And while I should say, while we are mentioning the Manchester mob, a huge meetup looks as though it's occurring in, and if somebody can put up the links to the Manchester meetup, which is, I suppose, it's in about 12 hours' time, I suspect. It's just going to be the biggest UK meetup, which is just brilliant. And also San Francisco. San Francisco with Craig Eubanks. Thank you so much, Craig, for putting it all together. Craig is putting together the San Francisco meetup, and we've already had Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane meetups already have happened, and I think there's Dallas, Austin, I think Vancouver, Montreal. 30-day challenges from all around the world are getting together and meeting up so we can put sort of names to the faces and so on as we all go through this together in the 30-day challenge, which is fantastic. Which is just absolutely brilliant. So thank you so much for that. And Vince, you did an extraordinary effort. In fact, bluntly, we want to talk. However, there are other prizes, and for the top 5, we are also giving 12 months of the Immediate Edge to them, so as a way of saying thank you. And we're also inviting the top 5 to our October conference, which we're holding in the United States. It's a very small conference. It's probably a bit, it's a relatively advanced conference, but it costs $5,000 to go. So the top 5 are going to get that as well, and I would bring that up, except I deleted my DareNet is certainly one of them. I wish. Sorry, when I kick the power button off, the email has gone. So I will bring that up in the after show. I'll find it in the after show and do that. So that was fantastic. I will do the rest of the top 5 in the after show when I bring my mail back up. So there you have it. It is going to be an extraordinary event. Lots more surprises to come. Let me mention one thing just as we round up. On day 2, we are releasing, and I've got to say a huge thank you to the team at Alliance Software, and in particular Eugene Ware, Brent Hodgson, and of course our very own Guru Bob, because Market Samurai will be released to 30-day challenge participants only. Immediate Edges have been helping beta test, which has been brilliant. Thank you all the Immediate Edges who were on tonight. But that tool will be released to everybody on day 2, and you'll be able to use it for the entire 30-day challenge. And let me tell you, this particular tool is groundbreaking. It will take the task of doing market research. Remember, in the first couple of challenges, if you're around, if you're a veteran, we would spend anywhere from 5 to 8 days doing market research. Well, thanks to Market Samurai, 2 hours. Once you learn it, take a little bit to learn, but once you learn it, 2 hours, and you'll be able to learn things which you have just never ever seen before. It's extraordinary that something like this would be released free to everybody doing the 30-day challenge, and I can only thank the guys at Alliance and Eugene and Brent for allowing us to be able to use this tool completely free of charge during the 30-day challenge. That's the type of spirit which the 30-day challenge is all about. But let me tell you something else. All I'm going to say is day 6. Just wait for day 6. Because I like a bit of theatre. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know if you noticed if I like a bit of build-up. But if you think Market Samurai is good, and let me tell you, it's insane, you might just want to wait till day 6. Alright folks, with that, we will leave you to it. Have a great last evening before the challenge. We hit the ground running tomorrow on the 1st of August. The content will be up around the 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time in the United States. It's going to be Huge, 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 huge. And in case you missed it, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put on Phil's video, coffee break time, go get a tea, go get a coffee, and then we're going to get into questions and answers. So we'll be break for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be into questions and answers. So stick around, see you after the jump, and hope you enjoyed 30-day challenge. The start, the launch. Like, it's not like we're over or anything. We haven't even started yet. It's coming. It really is. Take it away, Phil.
Start making some money online. You heard the 30-day challenge is a real good time. You wanna make $1 from the skills that you're taught. It's not so hard to start a business as you once thought. You got Mancunian and Down and Thong Master Dan Rain. You got the Dashboard blogging forum, it's the best place to train. You got some video tuition on Ustream TV. How much will it cost? That's the best, it's for free. That's the 30-day challenge. We're making friends in the marketing industry. I said that's the 30-day challenge. The best culture pro women likely to see. So now that you are up for learning new business skills, with your Web 2.0 tools you have the license to kill. When you join a team and you find a niche, and you research all those keywords with the techniques we teach, you learn to blog and twirl, then you go make a sale. And now you love the masters, Dan Rain and Ed Dale. You can't believe you're doing it so easily. How much will it cost? That's the best, it's for free. That's the 30-day challenge. We're making friends in the marketing industry. I said that's the 30-day challenge. The best culture pro